No, checking over and everything. I was out there.
14D District Court is now in session. This is Magistrate Hilary Braley presiding. Hello at the jail. Can I have your name, please?
MIWashington.
Thank you. Now calling case number 24S00202. This is the State of Michigan versus F3jZESzv3fk. Appearances for the record, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Sonia Shanat on behalf of Mr. Wasim, who is present via Zoom from the Washtenaw County Jail. Sir, state your full name for the record.
MIWashington.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So today is the date and time set for an arraignment in this matter. What I have is a misdemeanor complaint that charges that on or about April 30th of 2024 at Burdock Street and Indigo Court, you did make an assault or an assault and battery upon Andrea Spencer, an individual with whom you have or had a dating relationship. This is otherwise known as domestic violence. Do you understand that charge?
Yes. I understand.
Okay. Thank you. That is a misdemeanor with a maximum penalty of up to 93 days in jail, a $500 fine with court costs, or both. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, count 2 charges that you did willfully and maliciously destroy or injure a necklace, the personal property of Andrea Spencer, and the amount of the destruction or injury was $200 or more, but less than $1,000. This is otherwise known as malicious destruction of personal property. Do you understand that charge?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. That is also a misdemeanor with a maximum penalty of up to 1 year in jail, a fine of $2,000 or 3 times the amount of the destruction or injury, whichever amount is greater, and court costs, or both the jail time and the fine. Do you understand that?
Yes. I understand.
Okay. Thank you. And did you have a chance to review an advice of rights form this morning?
What is that?
Okay. So you have the following basic rights. You have the right to remain silent because anything you say, whether out loud or in writing, can be used against you. You have the right to be presumed innocent beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to a trial by judge or by jury, and you have the right to be represented by an attorney during all stages of these court proceedings, that is before, during, and after trial. Do you understand your rights?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Attorney Chanel, do you wish to address the plea and the bond?
Yes, Your Honor. We stand muted to the charges, and regarding bond, I did have the opportunity to speak with my client regarding this matter. My client is 22 years old. He is in the process of obtaining his CDL license. I did explain the bond conditions to him and how not to have any contact with the alleged victim in this matter. However, my client would like third-party consensual contact with the alleged victim for child care purposes, as they are currently expecting the child together. I do believe he will comply with the bond conditions going forward and appear for subsequent court hearings. There are no holds on his record at this time. Therefore, we are asking for a personal bond. Thank you.
Thank you. When is the baby due?
Mr. Wasim?
I'm trying to remember. November, no. It's the 16th of, that's when she told me, but it could change, she said. I'm not sure. She said a couple days before or after, so.
But in November?
Yeah. The 16th.
At this time, the court will set the pretrial conference date for July 15th. 2024. That will be at 9 a.m. over Zoom before Judge Washington. And the court will set bond with the following conditions. You are not to use or possess alcohol, marijuana, or illegal drugs. You are not to purchase or possess any firearms, ammunition, or other dangerous weapons. You are not to leave the state of Michigan without the court's permission. You are not to have contact with Andrea Spencer. And when the court says no contact, what the court means is no in-person contact, no contact through the mail, no contact over the phone via phone calls, text messages, emails, social media, the internet in any way, shape, or form. You may have consensual third-party contact. The third parties are not to discuss the case. You are not to go to Andrea Spencer's address, which I'm seeing as a Monroe Street address in Jackson, Michigan. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. When the court says do not go, the court does not care if you are personally invited to return. You are not to go. I actually seem to have two addresses here, Attorney Chanel. There's a Monroe Street address and then there's a Bunton Drive address.
Is that for the alleged victim?
So the alleged victim, the no go-to address, the list of locations has Monroe Street, but then there's a GPS tether hot zone address that has Bunton Drive. So I'm not sure if that was something somebody left in or what.
Okay, I'm checking as well.
Okay. Do you know anything anyone at a Bunton Drive? Is that something you're acquainted with?
That's just where we should just meet up, just chill. Like it's just a spot, it's like a roundabout, whatever. I don't know what you call it. It's just a circle.
Okay.
And I do see that as well. It is listed on the bond form as a place, as a hot zone not to go to.
Okay.
It's
So-
in the neighborhood, I mean,
Okay. Do you live in that neighborhood?
right next to it.
Okay. So
I mean,
for
technically,
now, you are not to have contact with her in person. So you don't have any reason to go any place where she might be.
mhm.
So if that's a spot that you hang out, then you're not going there for the
She
foreseeable
doesn't,
future.
she's in Jackson. She doesn't even come out, so I won't see her. So.
Well, if this Bunton Drive address is a place where she could be, you are not to go there. And again, you are not to go to the address in Jackson. No. You are not to engage in any sort of assaultive, threatening, harassing, terrorizing, molesting, stalking behavior towards Andrea Spencer or anyone else. You are not to engage in any sort of criminal activity whatsoever. And you are to appear for any and all dates set for you by the court. So the next one in this matter being that July 15th court date at 9 a.m. over Zoom. These conditions will be entered into the Law Enforcement Information Network, so they will be readily accessible to any police officers that you may come into contact with. And if they have probable cause to believe that you have violated one of these conditions, they can arrest you on the spot and you'll be held for a bond violation hearing in front of the judge, who may revoke your bond and set a new, more restrictive one. Do you have any questions about any of that?
Am I gonna get like a paper on the list of the things I shouldn't do? Because I wouldn't do all that stuff, but I always want to have it memorized, you know.
You will get paperwork prior to leaving the jail.
And so how much is the bond?
I haven't gotten there yet. Okay. At this time, the court will set a $10,000 personal recognizance bond. Attorney Chenault, can you explain that to your client, please?
Yes, Mr. Wassing, pretty much you are promising to appear for your next court hearing and not violate any of the bond conditions set forth today by the court. However, if you fail to appear or violate any conditions, that $10,000 will attach for you to be released. Is that understood?
Mm-hmm. I understand.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. This hearing is concluded. Unless you have anything else, Attorney Chenault.
No, nothing else. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Wasim, you can stand up and tell the jail that you're finished.
I appreciate it. You have a good day.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good morning. Would you be James Gray?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Now calling case number 17S00448. This is the State of Michigan versus James Franklin Gray. Appearances for the record, please.
Assistant Public Defender Sonia Chenault on behalf of Mr. Gray, who is appearing via Zoom from the Washtenaw County Jail. Mr. Gray, please state your full name for the record.
James Franklin Gray.
Thank you.
Thank you. Today is the date and time set for an arraignment in this matter. What I have is a misdemeanor complaint that charges that on or about June 9th of 2017 at 744 Forest Court, you did make an assault or an assault and battery upon Takia Gray. So this is otherwise known as assault or assault and battery. Do you understand the charge?
Yes.
This is a misdemeanor with a maximum penalty of up to 93 days in jail, a $500 fine with court costs, or both. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Did you have a chance to review an advice of rights form?
Advice of rights form.
An advice of rights form? Did you get a chance to look at one?
I don't think so.
Okay. You have the following basic rights. You have the right to remain silent because anything you say, whether out loud or in writing, can be used against you. You have the right to be presumed innocent beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to a trial by judge or by jury. And you have the right to be represented by an attorney during all stages of these court proceedings. So, do you understand those rights?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Attorney Chenault, do you wish to address the plea and the bond?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. We stand muted to the charges of the non-guilty plea. And regarding bond, I did have the opportunity to speak with my client regarding this matter. I do want to point out, as the court noted, this is about a 7-year-old case. Therefore, my client did express that he was unaware of this charge. However, I did explain the bond conditions to him and how not to have any contact with the alleged victim in this case. I do believe he will comply going forward and appear for subsequent court hearings. There are no holds on his record at this time. Therefore, we are asking for a personal bond. Thank you.
And I'm seeing the address. Sir, you still reside at this 744 Forest Court address?
Yes, but they say I can't go back there. I'm gonna have to go over my brother's house.
Okay, well, and that was going to be my next question, is if you've got someplace else that you can go. Okay,
Yeah.
so you still live with Takia Gray?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm normally living with her now, but I'm a stay with my brother now.
Okay, so. So the court is going to set a pretrial date in this matter for June 24th, 2024. That will be at 9 a.m. over Zoom before Judge Washington. Do you have access to a device? Like, do you have a smartphone that you can use to access Zoom?
Access Zoom. I don't know if it's Access Zoom, but I have a smartphone.
Okay. So you're going to get court paperwork that'll give you a Zoom meeting that you sign.
I got a T-Mobile.
Okay.
T-Mobile.
You can also come to the 14B District Court. We have a tablet in the lobby.
Okay.
Okay, so they can get you signed into that.
Okay.
That's easier. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And Attorney Chenault, somebody from your office is going to reach out to him to talk him through this. Good.
Yes.
Okay. So it is going to be a pretrial, June 24th. So that is not this coming Monday, but the one after.
Okay.
Okay. So it's going to be a Monday at 9 a.m. The court is going to set bond with the following conditions. You are not to use or possess alcohol, marijuana, or illegal drugs. You are not to purchase or possess firearms, ammunition, or other dangerous weapons. You are not to leave the state of Michigan without the court's permission. You are not to have contact with Takia Gray. When the court says no contact, the court means no contact in person, no contact through the mail, no contact over the phone, through phone calls or text messages or emails or the internet at all. Okay. And no contact through third parties.
Okay.
Okay. You are not to go to the 744 Forest address.
Okay.
Okay. So if you can stay with your brother, that would be good. But you're not to go to that address, even if you're invited to go back.
Okay.
You cannot go for now.
Okay.
If you have things that you need to collect from that address, you may do so on a civil standby. Okay, so basically you have to contact the police department and ask them to escort you to and from the property.
Okay.
Okay, and the public defender can explain that to you some more if you need.
Okay.
Okay. Attorney Chanel, did I actually have you address bond? Or did
Yes, you did.
I did. Okay. Thank you. Okay.
If you need me to again, I will.
No, I don't. Thank you. It just, okay. Okay, you are not to engage in any sort of assaultive or threatening or harassing, terrorizing, molesting, or stalking behavior towards Takia Gray or anyone else. You are not to engage in any sort of criminal activity whatsoever. And you are to appear for any and all dates set for you by the court. So again, your next one in this matter is June 24th at 9 a.m.
Okay,
Okay,
June 24th.
at 9 a.m. Yes.
Okay,
And again, if you need to, you can come to the 14B district court and we'll get you signed in on the tablet.
okay,
Okay.
okay,
Now, these conditions are going to be entered into the law enforcement information network, so they will be readily accessible to any police officers that you might come into contact with. And if they believe that you have violated one of these conditions, they can arrest you on the spot and you'll be held for a bond violation hearing in front of the judge, who might revoke your bond and set a new, more restrictive one. Do you understand all that?
okay,
Okay. So at this time, the court is going to set a personal recognizance bond in this matter. So basically, that means that you are promising to show up for your June 24th court date.
yes,
Okay. If you don't, a bench warrant may issue for your arrest again. Okay.
okay,
Okay. Do you have any questions for the court at this time?
no,
Okay. Okay. Attorney Chenault, do you have anything else?
No, nothing further. Thank you.
Thank you. Then, sir, your hearing is concluded. You are free to stand up and tell the jail that you are finished.
okay.
Okay.
You can stand up and turn around, sir, and let them know you're done. Thank you.
No.
I believe that concludes our docket for this morning.